let's just take a moment to just, before we even get into focusing on the breath, to do a weather check-in. From the tips of our toes to the top of our heads, what's happening there? The tinglings, the pains, the aches, the twinges, they're all there and they're all sending us a message. And just bringing them to our awareness, always remembering never to get attached. And as you scan up the body, when you land at your chest or diaphragm, to focus on the breath to bring you into this moment right now, the moment of the breath, the moment of the breath that we can always find, even in the most challenging of times. When our minds are at war and the thoughts are just bombarding us, or the emotions are whirling around, it can feel like our bodies are on fire, or it can feel like we're drowning in so much information, so much planning, so much attachment or rumination. And then when we drop into our breath, we realize it's not about the whirling thoughts and emotions. It's about coming into our heart space through the breath. Allowing that breath to work its magic as it really works all through us. Sometimes we have to take a deeper breath, a deeper pause, because what's going on in our minds is really taking over. And so we just need to breathe deeper into it. Just always remembering that we can't take on all of the world's problems. We can't take on all of other people's problems. We can just come into our hearts and send the world and each other loving kindness. We can actually sit in the stillness of the breath and acknowledge the suffering, acknowledge what's there without attachment and rumination. We can look at that suffering and the struggles that we sometimes have that are connected to that. But in those struggles, we can also pause and breathe into them as we really explore what's the message in the struggle. What is that struggle trying to tell me? The struggle might be telling me that it's time for me to move forward. It might be telling me that I need help or I need connection with others. The struggle might be telling me that I need to pause. I'm exhausted or weary. And just pausing in that moment of the breath will give me the energy I need to move forward. And oftentimes that struggle is associated with fear. So what is the fear? Where is that fear sitting in my body? And if it is fear, because oftentimes it is, most of what causes us to struggle or causes us to stay stuck is often associated with fear. And when we breathe into that fear, it lessens its hold on us. It stops the sting of what's holding us back or keeping us stuck. And when we realize that it is fear, we can understand that this message in this struggle of fear is telling us we need courage. We need courage to move us forward, to deepen our understanding of self and our purpose, to uncover what our purpose is, because we all have one. For many of us, that purpose was and maybe still is on some level teaching. Maybe it's not teaching in a class or teaching a group of people. Maybe it's just teaching one other person. And that teaching may take the form of just modeling or talking with someone or helping them. But when we connect our mind, our body, and our purpose, because spirit is really guiding our purpose. When we get in touch with spirit, our purpose becomes more clear. And we can develop a mantra to help us. I am courage. I have courage. I will be courage. And the more we repeat our mantra, the more we internalize our understanding that courage is what we need and courage is what we have, the more we will be able to drop into courage when we need it. It's in the moments of stillness, the breath, and love that we can find that inner wisdom that we all have. We've all had times in our life where we've felt fear and we've used our courage. No matter how small the incident, we've still used it. And we've used courage in life's most important events. So dropping into the breath will help you to still your mind, to let that courage arise. And if we repeat that mantra daily, I am courage, or I have courage, it will soon become a part of who we are. It will soon help us move into the fear with no worry about what will happen. As we go through that mantra and as we repeat it, it weakens the hold that fear has on us. The fear does not necessarily have to be a physical fear a real fear that we actually see and hear. It can just simply be the fear that we've imagined in our heads, the story that we've told ourselves about not being good enough or not being liked or worthy or deserving. These are stories that we have picked up along the way, stories that we've internalized and are starting to tell ourselves. And the more we reinforce that story, the greater the fear will grow. But when we work consciously to let go of the fear, we can believe deeply in ourselves, deeply in our inner wisdom. We could actually pick a struggle that we have right now. One struggle that has us suffering. And yet we know on some level that suffering is not serving us. It's keeping us stuck. So instead, in the struggle, we become aware. We become aware of what the struggle is teaching us and how we can move past it. So for the last few minutes of the meditation, just sitting with your breath as you allow some kind of suffering that you are experiencing right now to arise. And look at the struggles that are coming from that suffering as you develop a mantra to help you through it. A mantra like, I am courage. And you will repeat that mantra daily, maybe 4, 5, 10, 20 times a day. Because you are feeding your subconscious mind the information it needs to move forward. So just sitting with that for a few moments until you hear the bells. May you be safe. May you be content. May you feel strong. May you live with ease.